Thank you so much for listening to another episode of CX Chronicles podcast. I'm your host, Adrian Brady Chisana. Hey guys, how we doing? I'm your host, Adrian Brady Chisana, founder and CEO of CX Chronicles. This is a CX Weekly, and it's a bit of a test a content piece, guys, because number one, I wanted to just spend a couple of minutes talking about some of the things that we're working on as we sprint towards the end of the year here at CX Chronicles. And then I wanted to talk about the book that I've been working on, and the book that it's taken way too long for me to actually finish. And it coincides with some of the things that we're doing with our end of the year sprint on the outreach and the sales and the marketing side to reach as many people as we can before the end of the year. But then as I was going through the book, it made me realize, as I went kind of chapter by chapter by chapter, and I started thinking through, how I really kind of wanted to start to finalize the book, it got me thinking I wanted to just spend a couple minutes kind of talking about it with you guys and give it a little bit of an insight into some of the behind the scenes and what we're doing. So number one, what's the book all about? So surprise, surprise, make happiness a habit. My thought was, from the first book that I did all those years ago, which was my first book, it was me trying to get a bunch of ideas out of my head into paper. At that point, I hadn't done 300 episodes of the CX Chronicles podcast. I hadn't, consulted and worked with over 100 different companies and executive leadership teams across the world. I hadn't yet found all of the different areas of product market fit that we now serve our clients and our partners today at CX Chronicles, where we do, all of our custom content offerings, all of our strategic partnerships that we've built along the way, and then the services that we support our clients with each and every day. And then most recently, the development and the launch of our CXC Health Zone, right? Our AI-powered intelligence platform that allows people to come in, get a barometer or a health check for how they're doing with their customer experience across team, tools, process, feedback, how they're thinking about making investments in AI for the future. And so what's this all got to do with the book? So a couple of things. Number one, just kind of wanted to just share how I've been doing this. All those years ago when I wrote my first book, it was just kind of every night or morning when I had time, and I'd sit down and I'd crack away at it. This book's been very different. Obviously, as I've done more and more and more of the audio and the video type of content and interviews across the world, I've just personally become way more comfortable with dictating and talking through things, or telling stories, or talking about a synopsis and then going back and rewriting it. But the basis of my book is really about making happiness a habit. And, when I did the first book, it was all about CX, customer experience. And it still is, but Make Happiness a Habit is really going to be a much broader book for everyone, number one, but for the common business owner or the common business executive that is struggling to find happiness in their work, struggling to find happiness in their life, struggling to find the thing that used to make, happiness just go sizzling through your veins and all that jazz. How did I break this book up? A couple things. Number one, just high-level introduction and outline for some of the chapters that you guys are going to be able to, that I'm going to be able to bring you all through. Number one is just what drives happiness, right? Getting into the meat and the potatoes around what happiness is. What does it mean? How is it different culturally? How is it measured? How do people think about it? Chapter two, who gives a fuck if you're happy? I mean, the reality is, as you get older, right, you start to realize, focus on what's in your control. Focus on what's in control. So chapter two is really kind of understanding and thinking about all the different variables for who does care if you're happy, and what does it matter? Does it matter if it's about you or external facing happiness? All of these different things. Number three, we get back into the business part of it, making employee-ness happiness a habit, really kind of focusing on EX for your team. Chapter four, making customer experience a habit across the four pillars powered by AI. Chapter five, calls to action for CX and EX happiness. In this book, the biggest thing that we've decided to bring forward is, guys, I've used the lessons and the learnings and the incredible things that I've been able to experience with all of these amazing customer-focused business leaders that have been on the CX Chronicles podcast. So every single chapter is going to be loaded with different examples and quotes and points of view from the guests entangled across these chapters. So in the calls to action for CX and EX happiness, we're going to be literally bringing forth a bunch of real-world granular examples from some of the incredible folks that we've had on the show. Chapter 6, CTAs for personal happiness. I think that the reality is, man, is social media and just, there's this idea that it's easy to do this stuff and that everyone should still be able to balance. And I don't know, I think that getting into, what drives personal happiness is interesting. And I think it's going to be different for all of us. Chapter 7, killing all happiness vampires. So the reality is in business and in life, really getting good as you mature, as you get older, as you understand sort of what fills your cup, what drains your cup. understanding who needs to go and who's not going to be a part of, your path forward is one of the biggest ways that you can keep a clean slate of health and keep a clean slate of happiness. Chapter 8, quest for the happiness catalyst. Who are the people? Who are the guys and the gals that literally lift people up? Who are the guys and the gals that, you walk away from people on your team or leaders on your team that just literally make you feel fucking awesome? Those are catalysts for happiness. How do you go find those people? How do you go engage those people, retain those people, and make those people some of the folks who are going to run your company into the future? Chapter 9, filling and refilling your happiness tank, right? All of us have different ways of doing this, right? And I think this is another thing. There's too much out there about, there's only a handful of ways to do it. Everyone's got different ways of filling their tank. And I think that it's important to kind of get into the weeds of some of the different ways that can be done. And then chapter 10, making happiness a habit, right? Really understanding how to learning about all the intricacies and the variables of what goes into happiness, learning about all the levers or the variables that either make it or take it away, and then building by design in your life, in your business, in your family, in your relationships across how you can really kind of make sure that you're going to set yourself up to be as happy as possible. That's going to be the book. So be on the lookout for updates coming around that as we get closer to finishing and getting ready to push the book out. And then lastly, just want to close with, there is going to be an incredible shift and change in business in the world in the next 1,000 days with our little buddy AI here. And I think that, for some of the folks out there that are seeing this, or some of the folks out there that come across CX Chronicles content, if you're one of the customer-focused business leaders that's already building and changing the world and leveraging AI to still continue to focus on building incredible customer and employee experiences, please reach out to me today. Please reach out to CX Chronicles today. We'd love to kind of hear your story and learn about you. And then if you've got friends of friends, if there's other incredible customer-focused business leaders and executives out there that you think would be incredible folks to bring onto this show and to share their story and to help driving, making happiness a habit, please send them our way, guys. So thank you so much for tuning into CX Chronicles. One last thing. We really, really, really need your help. Whether you're listening to our podcast on Apple or Spotify, please take the 30 seconds to go in there, guys. Give our show a 5-star review and a quick rating and a thumbs up, and let people know why you're a part of the CX Nation. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it. Be sure to check out the CXC website. And as always, find us on any of your favorite podcast players, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and more.